You pick up your phone to check one thing, just one message, one notification. Quick check. 2 hours later, you're still scrolling. You have no idea where the time went. This happens to you every single day. The average person picks up their phone 2,600 times a week, spends over 4 hours a day scrolling. That's 28 hours a week. 60 days a year. 2 full months of your life, every year, just scrolling. And you can't stop. This is not an accident. This is by design. Let's start with the feed. In 2006, a designer named Asa Raskin invented something, the infinite scroll. Before this, you had to click next page to see more. That pause gave you a moment to stop, to decide if you wanted to keep going. The infinite scroll removed that moment. Now, the content just keeps coming. Forever. No stopping point. No natural end. Then there's pull to refresh. The same motion as a slot machine. Pull the lever. Wait for the reward. Sometimes you get something interesting. Sometimes you don't. That randomness keeps you hooked. Psychologists call this a variable reward schedule. It's the most addictive pattern ever studied. And then there are the notifications. Bright red. Impossible to ignore. They trigger the same response as hearing your name called. Urgent. Personal. Demanding your attention. And every time you see one, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine, a reward chemical. A little burst of pleasure. Your brain starts craving that hit. So you check. Again and again. Even when there's nothing new. And the algorithm learns what keeps you watching. Every video you pause on. Every post you linger over. It's building a profile. Learning what triggers you. And the more it learns, the better it gets at keeping you there. Then there's autoplay. This next video starts before you've made a decision to watch it. By the time you realize it, you're already watching. Every one of these features was designed by teams of engineers with one goal: keep you scrolling as long as possible. So what is this doing to your brain? Let's talk about dopamine. It's not a pleasure chemical. It's an anticipation chemical. Your brain releases it when it expects a reward, not when it gets one. That's why scrolling feels exciting even when the content is boring. You're not enjoying what you're seeing. You're anticipating what might come next. Every swipe is a tiny gamble. Maybe this next post will be the good one. And when it's not, you keep scrolling. Because maybe the next one will be. This creates what psychologists call a habit loop. Fume. Phone buzzes. Action. You check. Reward. Dopamine. The more you repeat this loop, the more automatic it becomes. Eventually, you don't even need a notification. You just check, waiting in line, on the toilet, at a red light. Any moment of boredom becomes a cue to scroll. And here's what's strange. The scrolling makes you more bored because it trains your brain to need constant stimulation. Your attention span shrinks. You can't focus on anything for more than a few seconds. You start a task. Your brain immediately wants to chop your phone. Even when you resist, part of your attention stays there. Psychologists call this attention residue. You're physically present, but mentally somewhere else. And then there's sleep. You tell yourself you'll just scroll for 5 minutes before bed. An hour later, you're still awake. Eyes burning, screen glowing in the dark. The blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. Your sleep quality drops. You wake up exhausted. And there's the comparison trap. Everyone's life looks perfect. Everyone's happier than you. You know it's not real. But your brain reacts anyway. Studies have linked heavy social media use to anxiety and depression. Not because the content is depressing, because the scrolling itself is isolating. So here's what this tells us. You're not weak. You're not addicted because you lack willpower. You're up against teams of the smartest engineers in the world, whose job is to keep you scrolling. They're not selling you a product. They're selling your attention to advertisers. The longer you scroll, the more they make. Your time is the product. So the next time you pick up your phone, remember, you're not just scrolling, you're being scrolled. And the first step to taking back control is knowing how the game is played.